Hello, I am Vicky Manitou Elkas. Thank you for joining me today. And today we're going to seed in some of the transplants that I am going to use to um, plant in the garden next spring. Um, I have a tendency to plant them a little bit later than what I would like here because I don't really have enough light to grow them well where I'm at, so I delay my planting by 2 to 4 weeks, enough to get them to a good start, but late enough that I can get them outside when I need to get them a little bit more light when things warm up just a little bit. So here we go. It is the middle of February and we're going to seed in some of the early crops for the garden. So hey, let's get started. Okay, now that I've got the pots ready and they're filled, I've got just a standard potting mix in these pots. Both the ones that I created and the ones that I purchased. Now I'm going to start some seeds. It is early February, so I'm going to start some of the cool season plants that are going to need to go in the garden early. Okay, I'm going to start with a bunching onion. This is a perennial onion that is that's evergreen long white, but it is a non-bulbing onion that is a perennial. So just open this up. I'm going to put these in the little peat pots, the little discs. Now, if this was a 2-inch, I would probably put 6 to 10 in each, but I'm going to try and put about 4. But a few seeds in each one. And they just go into the divot. A little divot in each disc. Onions need a little bit of light to germinate. So I'm putting about 4 to 6 in each. If I need to thin that out later, I'll thin it out later. In a 2-inch pot or 2-inch soil block, sometimes I'll put as many as 10 seeds in each one if I'm going to plant them about 12 inches apart in the garden. And I'm going to make sure that I get everything labeled. So that is what onion seed looks like. There it is. Now, in the toilet paper roll, I am going to put garlic chives. And when I get done, I will record this in a notebook, and I will make note of it on the tray. So the chive looks almost identical to the onion, and these all get planted very shallowly, so about the same amount of chive as I planted the bunching onion. And push that down in. Parsley is another cool weather crop that I want to get started, and I am going to put the parsley in the peat pots. Parsley is one of those seeds that has to have some light to germinate. It is very fine, so I'm going to put 3 or 4 in each pot, each peat pot, and I am not going. I do not cover parsley. Okay. 6 pots of parsley. Because that needs some light to germinate, I'm not going to cover it. Okay. What I am going to do is poke a little divot in there so it's got a little bit higher humidity in that divot. Okay, but the seeds themselves are not covered. Okay, now I've got garden sage, and I'm going to put the garden sage in the paper pots. Sage is a little bit bigger seed. The nice round dark seed. And I'm going to put 2 into the divot in each pot. Okay. All right, so handy notebook. So I've got a bunching onion, okay, I've got chives, okay, I have parsley, in the peat, and I've got sage in the newspaper. Okay. All right, now, again, if you're on city water, use distilled water, snow melt, or rainwater to water your plants with and your seeds with. Most well water is fine, and I'm going to bottom water. fill that tray with about half full with water and let that soak up into the pots and the potting soil. I'm going to check that in a couple of hours. If I need to add more, I'll add more. If I need to top mist it, I will top mist it. But I would rather have that water soak up from the bottom than to disturb the seeds, as I have put them in the pots. And depending upon the temperature, most of these seeds need a little bit of light, so they'll be in kind of cooler temperatures, so they're going to take a little bit longer to germinate. But they could take anywhere from 2 days to 3 weeks to germinate, depending upon the seed, the temperature, and the amount of light that they are getting. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at what resiliency looks like here in my kitchen and behind the scenes. So that's just one of the things that I do to build resiliency in my life. So if you're interested in more of this kind of content, subscribe, like, and come and join us at Delectable Tiny Gardens, the meeting place for people looking to build resiliency in tiny spaces. So come for a 7-day free trial and check out the PDF by the numbers and some of the other resiliency tools that I have there, and get a support in your path towards resiliency in your life. So thank you for joining me, and hey, I look forward to talking to you later.